Well, hello for another week of Inside BFG. I'm Misha, I'm the product manager here at BFG, and to my left we have.
I'm Schmitty, Senior Level Designer at BFG.
And
I'm Vincent Humene, Junior Level Designer at BFG.
and a new face at the camera. And both of these two fine people, they're working on
Rogue Stormers on a DLC. Yes.
a DLC, an add-on, an experiment, because their task was, as we did say, to make an experiment.
Yeah.
Hey, Raven, nice to hear you. No, to
Hey,
read
Raven.
you. And yes, we solved our audio problems.
And hello to Florian over at Facebook, because I know him. I know who you are.
Yes, but I think we have problems at Facebook. But yeah. No. Yes.
Okay.
Shoot. Hey, Anomaly. And yeah. So, thing is, I will ask you one very open question.
Shoot.
And while you answer it, I will be the technician and try to sort out what's wrong with Facebook.
Oh, so I'm the scapegoat. Nice. Shoot.
Okay. So, what was your what were your thoughts behind the level? Why did you do it like you do it? And more important, what's it gonna look like?
So, in essence, we got lots of feedback from you guys over the last months, years about Rogue Stormers, and a lot of this feedback went back and forth when we got new numbers about the game, like, hey, we could actually do something again, show, hey, we are still there, we're still caring, and just probe and try you guys to give you some things that you can decide, oh, well, they're doing a good job, I want more of that. So essentially we were preparing a little buffet for you guys to savor, and this is basically a standalone level that we are crafting right now. To be more precise, Vincent and I designed it, and Vincent is right now heavily involved in crafting that level. The great idea behind that level is essentially to try something new with Rogue Stormers. It is still the core gameplay that you know and love, but on the other hand, we wanted to try something different about the narrative approach, for example. So we basically built the level with two parts that are handcrafted. Instead of using our usual random generated level system, we have two handcrafted blocks, and in the middle of these handcrafted blocks you have the typical Rogue Stormers feeling was an random generated exploration experience. That was basically the initial thought to that. We are now at a point where this first level is standing, is up, and even Vincent told me, you know what? We could try actually to get a bit more randomization in the shape of that level, even because it's actually super simple to make. So essentially, while we are crafting this handcrafted section, and essentially the new randomized part, we can actually interchange those as we did with the original levels, which was not planned from the beginning, but it just seemed natural to us. So. What will you do in that DLC? Essentially, we want to tie in actually the focus on one of our main characters of the Rogue Stormers. Also, the new antagonist, which is actually the airship boss that never made it into the game. We already modeled it, we designed it completely in its entire glory, but there was no time on release to implement that boss, so we shipped the game basically without the boss. It was supposed to spawn there where the tank boss in Rogue Stormers is spawning, as an optional boss. So essentially, when you reach the point in the city where you would encounter that boss, it would have been either the airship or the tank. Now essentially, depending on the upcoming decisions we make, this is either the new AIDS level, which is a bonus that comes after beating the final boss, so to speak, a new final boss segment, if you want it like that, or what is probably more likely, since we get some coders finally on our side that will join the glorious cause for Ravensdale. We will essentially probably make that an extra level you can select from the main menu. So instead of joining the main campaign, you can also say, oh, I just want to jump right into the new stuff and see what is possible. And if you decide to, hey, I want more of that stuff, you can do so. Also,
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to say, because we're actually we are live on Facebook. We can't see anything, but they can, and they comment, and we have comments on Twitch as well.
Okay.
So let's address them first. And so the good, hey Misha, Schmitty, and someone I don't know. The someone you don't know, the good, is Vincent, and he works with Schmitty on the Roguestormers.
So,
Yes, he's my minion, and together we will take over the world.
Oh,
Once I learned how to clone him.
I missed Schmitty on that.
I mean, we're just making games here.
Yeah, you're just making games here.
You know, Doom games.
And yes, the good, we are talking about the Roguestormers level thingy. Which, lol, finally, yes. And what else? Moin, Peter. And Florian says, sounds very cool. Yes, it does.
Seems more like hot when you say.
And in order to...
Yeah, actually, the new content is rather hot than cool. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And so people,
Lots of fire. It's good.
Just in case you miss Elena, we are switching to her right now. Here she is with our magic second cam, and back to the Three Stooges.
She's hiding.
Yes.
Okay,
So, okay, you talked about the new boss, the airship, which we haven't yet shown, but that's simply because I just today got the pictures of it, or okay, I knew what the boss looked like. I know what it's called.
We just forbid him to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Simple as that.
And I still have to make a GIF out of the images you sent me.
Yeah.
And that I will do tomorrow, so you have something over the weekend to enjoy. Yes. So, Mario, Janu, was geht's? Mario, es geht I just talked German for him.
Yeah.
Oh, you can talk German for him. It's no problem.
Yeah, I think you understand that.
I do. He maybe not, but
Vincent
a
might.
bit.
Okay, a bit, okay.
yeah.
Mario, Janu, on Facebook asks, was geht's? Es geht das neue Roguestormers Level. Und zwar, dass wir hoffentlich bald, wenn jetzt alles gut geht, veröffentlichen wollen. Und neben mir sitzt Schmitty, unser Senior Level Designer, Senior Game Designer,
Senior Level Designer.
Senior Level Designer und
technisch, ich bin ein bisschen was von beidem, aber die offizielle Bezeichnung ist Senior Level Designer.
okay. Und Vincent, der Junior
Ja.
Level Designer. Und die beiden arbeiten an dem Spiel. So, back to English.
Yes.
The good says, hey Elena. wait, the good. Wait. Now. Hey Elena. Hi. So we're playing around with two cameras. Maybe you can do the same with the Jana Sisters, as I see you have just so much fun with it.
Yes, please. It will happen. It will happen totally. The question is when.
Yes.
This is always a big question. You know, I'm here like a zombie. I'm like a Jana staffed zombie when I'm moving through the corridors, and I'm like, Jana. And everyone is awaiting me. I don't know why.
The good thing for me.
Oh yes, coffee. Or usually I also intersect this with coffee. Anyway, it's a developer sickness. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We're not going to rush it. We want it to be good, you know.
Is that too? Absolutely.
Yes, but what I wanted to, and I, for my part, I'm looking forward to announcing a new self-published game, one of our own, because then I wouldn't have to tell you we're working on so many so cool projects, but I can't talk about them.
Good thing about self-publishing is, we can talk all the
We
day.
can't talk about it.
Like every week.
What?
Like every week.
like every week. Yes, but that's the first one in I don't know how many weeks that we didn't mention that we can talk about something. So
Mention it every time, you know. Mention it every time.
we did,
To-
but it became
It's
kind
a
of
running gag.
but also boring
Without the fun.
without the fun. Yes, the fun is good. Wait.
I like it.
Wait, what was the shortcut for this one? Wait, let me see. Oh, I found
Don't
it.
break the stream now.
No, I won't. Yes, I found it.
Okay, you have a shortcut to put up Elena. Perfect.
Yes.
Cool.
Say it again. Please. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Why? You can hear me just fine. I assume.
You guys know he has so much fun toying around with that camera setup.
Yes.
And he's pretty proud on it. Rightfully so, I have to say.
Yes. After I think 9 months of fiddling around and audio problems we have,
I
we
remember those
managed.
technical problems, right?
We managed to surprise Raven, and that is great stuff.
Surprising what way?
She could hear us instantly, and there were no audio problems. Like when we started the stream in the past, it was like,
Well, yeah.
and stuff like that. They didn't hear us, and
Anyway, back to Rockstone.
back to Roguestormers. So, guys, this next meeting engagement point. Oh, right. Agenda. Meeting agenda. The next meeting agenda point would be. Do you have your stuff with you?
What stuff?
What stuff?
Your weapons?
Oh no, I forgot my weapons.
Oh,
Your
I-
mass destruction.
You know, I had my protective glasses in my hands, and I was like, maybe this is too silly. Yes, it's too silly. I put it away, and then I moved here, and then I started talking, and now you ask me for my weapons.
yes, because your weapons were cool.
Yeah, they were cool. I got a new Nerf gun. It's
Maybe
that big. Just lacks batteries right now. It's one of those battery thingies. Stupid.
Meeting agenda.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. There will be a big Nerf war here soon. Yeah, artists, I'm talking to you over there when you're watching. It's happening.
It's all
Soon.
and I will film it all.
Yeah.
So, kind of the war
I
war
need a hard
reporter.
hat. I need a hard hat.
Me too. Oh, I have one. I have one from medieval times.
Perfect. Every time I hit you, it makes clong, and I know, shit, civilian down.
The only thing
Yes.
from medieval hats
Dum.
that I have is a green crown.
Good target.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. So, Anomaly asks on Twitch, what is the secret to your level design philosophy?
42.
Yeah, this is actually in the nutshell, I guess. It's a bit more complicated when it comes to our games. Essentially, the level design philosophy has to be basically we have to have basically a base philosophy for every game we make. But if I just boil it down to all games, I think my base philosophy is fun, readability, and player guidance. Player guidance, which is for me the most important thing as a level designer. Whenever I see a player that is testing one of my levels or creations and see that he's not knowing what the fuck he's up to do, then I know as a level designer I have failed. This is basically the core I have to get right, and from there I can then apply fun and the rest of the stuff, which is kind of my philosophy.
Okay.
about that.
I saw even Adrian, the boss, fumble around, and I had to adjust it today.
All right.
Yeah, we had a playtest where we invited our boss, who basically stung us for making that DLC and said, yeah, it's a good idea. Go, you can do it. And we were like, boss, but how, when, time? Do it now. And we were like, and we did it. And it's working out fine actually. And today we had a playtest. Adrian, our boss, was coming in and testing the shit out of it and was having a good time. But we saw directly where our flaws were, so we could basically adjust it. Yeah? It's a lot. The whole process is a lot of testing, and actually looking at other players and people enjoying the experience, and reading what they are doing, and basically see the things we are not aware anymore. As a developer, usually you get some kind of a tunnel vision at some point, because you usually play the level the way it's meant to be played. And when you have done just a small oversight, for example, a player that is very creative with a dash in Gianna at a point where we clearly try to suggest, this is a passage where you have to twirl, please twirl now, and tries to dashing the whole time, and then we just realized there was not enough training before that to just tell you, hi, by the way, there is a twirl also. We're currently working on a little platformer game. I'm not allowed to talk anything about that, but there we actually have a problem where the lack of getting basically accustomed to two of the game features, of the core game features, is basically overridden by one of the features being very cool and aggressive, like the dash in Gianna, and the other feature is more of a very precision move tool, exactly like the twirl in Gianna, in fact. And we just failed in the early stages of development to actually do the fine tutorial steps we did in Gianna. You know, if you remember the original game, what we did is actually, instead of having a big tutorial up front, this is something we actually just enabled later in Rise of the Overlord. We tried to have the first 3 levels actually to nail the basic controls down. So the first level is just jumping, running, and twisting. The second level was very heavy on the twirl, while the third made very strong emphasis on dashing then. And this is something we basically, with that little project, failed to see, because we were so used to our modus of operations there from the original Gianna production. And we fixed that problem now and improving on that one. And hopefully this fine gentleman can soon announce what that little title might be, because we are actually pretty far in production right now.
Yes, I hope so too. But for that, as always, in those cases where we work for hire, for a publisher in that case, I have to wait for the publisher to tell me exactly what. So we have another 3 questions. But first, Florian on Facebook asks, is there artillery at the new airship boss?
Like we said, it's hot, you know?
It's hot. All right.
Wait for the weekend, you will see what the boss looks like. Just take the boss in Rogue Stormers, who has the most guns attached to it, and multiply that by factor 10. Then you have the new boss.
Better than the old boss.
Yes. Also, we try something very new with that boss fight. I think we can actually start talking about that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about what the last passage is about? Because this is actually something we had it on paper at the beginning of the week, and Vincent showed that passage to me today, and I was a bit mind blown. I mean, it's unrefined, it needs lots of polishing, but from the get-go in the first attempt, it felt pretty damn good.
So from the start, we wanted to do a flying segment. So that stayed with us, and now we're going to do it. So we're generous and give you the flying ability when the flying part starts, and then you have to fight your way up to the surface, dodging things.
Yes.
You know.
So amazing.
It's
not only dodging things. I mean, you're shooting left and right and killing every fucker that tries to get you out of the air.
including homing in fireballs.
Yeah.
Living.
Yeah.
Which what I learned today, which is a cool feature. These fireballs heal in fire. Of course they do, but you should see the amount of fire there is in that stage of the level where you encounter those damn fireballs.
The flawless lava is softly, but you know.
Yeah.
Vincent did a great job. I mean, we're just 2 designers. We had basically just the base editor, nothing else. We didn't get any new assets. We didn't get anything in addition to that. No one was helping us with that, and no programmers. And he just came up with, hey, when we basically basically double a bit and recycle some old mechanics we either skipped or reduced at some point, or we already used in a different way. We can actually do something that looks new and fresh on our own. And basically, we have this living fireballs now in the level, and damn it, they are mean. Especially when they are near to fire, as you mentioned.
Yes.
For me, it's also a bit hard. Like, I wasn't from the start in the Rogue Stormers, so I find new things in the editor. Like, oh, we could use this. Why didn't we use it?
He's basically, since he just was, when he was still an intern with us, working for a couple of months on that, and now he's basically reverse engineering partially the editor, because I forgot most of the stuff. It was a long time when we did it, and Vincent just does the Star Trek thing, like, oh, we have an engineering problem, we have to solve it now. Let's do this. And this way we're making good progress. It feels super clunky, and we're like, oh God, don't break it, please don't break it, please don't break it. Hey, it works. It's amazing.
Yes.
So basically, this is a modus of operations we have right now, and it feels pretty cool. It feels pretty garage dev a bit, which is quite rare for a full-fledged developer. And it's our little garage in the midst of the studio.
But we would want to QA test it a bit to make sure we didn't break anything.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, as you were talking, so the good asks on Twitch, as you were talking about a new level boss, can you put in an extra hard difficulty for it, like the first incarnation of Gurglewalkie? For sure, it should be optional. So,
you, my good friend, are awesome and a masochist. I mean, we never released a super uber hard version of Gurglewalkie. This was for something we had on a Twitch stream once. Was me trying to beat it. It was impossible. We got Boris, who is the ultimate Gianna crack in our team, on board, and he took his sweet long time to get him down. This is when we nerfed him, and let me think. Answering this question as a developer was always hard. We were actually thinking about at that point really, really hard to include 2 grades of difficulty. Right now we are using basically the main game's escalation level system right now for that. So essentially when you start with 4 players, it's already starting at difficulty grade 5 out of 10 or something, and would work its way up with the players actually progressing to next levels. Since we don't have them, we think about potentially increasing that increment in a secondary option. We have to discuss this next week with the producers and the programmers. I can't promise for sure that it's going into the game, but we would totally love that for the old players, for players that really grinded up their gear, that have built up their Rogue Stormers to actually enjoy that thing on a higher grade of difficulty and basically just mash through that mass of orcs and goblins and fireballs coming in. More dark. Sorry for that.
So, Schmitty anomaly has one question for you personally.
Yes, personal question.
Yeah, personal
Shoot.
question. And he's not quite sure how to write your name. It's double T Y, right?
Yes, double TY.
Okay, anomaly, double T Y. How does Mass Effect Andromeda work out for you so far? You told me you are extra excited about it.
I want to play it so badly, but I couldn't yesterday. I couldn't. Simply, I had a very important issue I had to attend, so I was not basically at home and not in office yesterday. I'm just back today. And today, before I will jump into the glories of Mass Effect Andromeda, I will first have a nice Final Fantasy session with our dear Eleanor over there. Since an excellent player for a good friend of our company, she and I, we are actually the Red Pack 3 sworn-in explorers of Eorzea in Final Fantasy XIV. So we will probably do 3 hours of that, and by 11 p.m. I will jump into Mass Effect Andromeda. If any one of you had added me in Origin, this is the moment where I come online. By the way, I renamed myself in Origin. I am not my old name anymore. I am now Reginald the Third, which is just Reginald _I. So if you want to add me, add me.
Monsieur.
Right. So,
Sir Reginald was taken. Sir Reginald the Third was taken. Sir Reginald T the Third was even taken.
so
Who knows me better? Who knows me best? Who knows what the T stands for? I will not spoil it.
yes. What?
Good.
All right.
So yeah, I'm super excited about the game. I was a bit devastated and down when I got the news that, oh yeah, there are lots of glitches and tons of stuff like that, and oh my god, it's not like the old Mass Effects. But at first I was mad about that because it kind of infected me because I was so hyped about that. But then I leaned back and thought about that. Wait, you just threw a tantrum at everyone you know just because of a game. I was thinking to myself, this is not the right way to go about this. And then I started asking people that already were early in the game to how is it actually? What is your experience? Are those rebels on the internet true about that? Some of them said kind of, but there are some issues with the game, of course. But I talked to a friend today that told me, yeah, I was playing the game in 100 in one of 100 dialogues or 4 out of 100 dialogues, I got some small glitches, but they were not taking me out of the action. And he told me, Schmitty, when you play the game, after 1 hour, you get the Mass Effect feeling back. This is the moment you will have your Mass Effect moment, and this I trust that guy at heart, and so I'm positively optimistic now. I'm still hyped about the game, and we have another couple of guys in the company that are sworn in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer addicts, and I will join those ranks as well, essentially.
Me too. At some point.
Yes.
So, Mario told us you could words you are allowed to say that won't interfere with what you are not allowed to talk about, and use them to talk about what you are not allowed to talk about. That is kind of meta. But we won't say anything. That's the...
This would be the fourth wall break of NDAs. Better not go there.
No! No fourth wall break NDAs.
Sorry, guys. Still, when they're up and down, there might be up and downs to it, but I still love my job, so no. Sorry.
Especially not since our dev director came just online to our stream, and we won't tell anything. Hi, Rohan.
Master, you are there. Please, don't be mad at us.
Again, the batteries are low, but
What?
since yes,
Batteries for what?
yeah, here. Look.
Why?
Yeah, because
For the camera.
yeah.
Oh
because
no.
the camera can
Where's the
shoot.
juice cable for the camera?
There's no juice cable for the camera. There's a battery, and she's low. It's low.
Okay, we keep talking until that thing dies off. If it turns to black, then because of technical issues.
Then
And you said there were no technical issues this time.
That is a fresh, charged battery.
You should have known when my magnificence is shown on the screen that it would drain more energy.
I should.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
We could switch to Elena for a minute, and get the other battery that is charging right there.
I hope you have elevator music.
No, just kidding. No. Thing is, we are almost at the end of the show, so we talked about for almost half an hour right now, and Schmitty stated that he needs to go on time today.
Yes, it's important.
We like your new hair, Smitty.
Thank you very much. This is actually my new ergonomic cut I got yesterday. I'm happy that it worked out actually because I think the hairstylist was a newbie. It took forever, but it turned out great. The beard though, this was myself. This is handmade,
Great.
I think. Yes, handmade. Yeah,
Great. And Steve Erickson asks, how's your new employee Sean Griffin getting on? Steve, Sean is doing great here. He's swamped with work, I think. Yes.
Yes.
He is because whenever I compile a list of bugs from the community for Rogue Stormers or any other game, we hear we cannot do that. And yes, but of course they are filed and they are looked at, and but right now it's a lot to do as well for Sean. Stephen, I reckon you know Sean, so if you talk into him, maybe we could have him on the show sometimes, because after all, he's a QA guy. We haven't had a QA guy on the show for now. And
Don't
there's
shoot at me with my own gun.
and there's our dev director coming with a Nerf gun. We're not armed. Friendly.
I know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we don't have guns here.
Schmitty. I
Another
think
one has fallen.
yeah, another one bites the dust.
Okay, guys.
All right,
Thank you
it's
for tuning in.
thank you for tuning in. Have you lived? We've been swatted. No, we haven't. Okay, thanks for tuning in. See you next week, and
Let's get you to the morgue.
have fun. We'll get him to the morgue.